Well, the summer of 2022 has finally arrived, and we started our first leg of our summer trip from our home in Castle Rock to Santa Fe, New Mexico. Our first morning in Santa Fe. It's our only full day because we only booked 2 nights. Big mistake, right?
Well, there's a lot to do here, but we have an extended trip, so we didn't really have the time to book more, but we definitely realized we want to come back and spend more time.
Yeah, I think we could have made the time, but we didn't realize there was so much to do here. So we're going to just only have one day. We're going to make the most of it. So come along with us and we'll show you what we're going to do. Both mornings we stayed in Santa Fe, we were woken up by an armada of aircraft flying to fight the Herman's Peak and Calf Canyon fires. Santa Fe is New Mexico's capital, and it sits in the foothills of the southern Sangre de Cristo Mountains. It was founded as a Spanish colony in 1610 and is only predated by St. Augustine in Florida and Jamestown in Virginia. Santa Fe is an artist mecca. We started our tour in downtown Santa Fe, which is known for its crooked, narrow streets and Pueblo-style architecture. Our first real stop was a San Miguel Mission. This church was originally built in 1610 and is often referred to as the oldest church in the United States. It was rebuilt twice, the last being in 1710 after the Pueblo Revolt. In both cases, parts of the original church were reused when it was being rebuilt. Right next door to the San Miguel Mission is said to be the oldest house in America. Our next stop was the Loretto Chapel, probably most famous for its miraculous stair, a helix-shaped spiral staircase. When this chapel was nearly complete, it lacked a staircase to the choir loft, probably because of the unexpected death of the architect. Legend has it that many different contractors could not come up with a design that would fit in the space. The Sisters of Loretto prayed for 9 days for help with their staircase. On that last day, a stranger walked in. This stranger built the helix stairway with no center pole to support it, and then disappeared without payment. Our last church was the Cathedral Basilica of St. Francis of Assisi. It was built in the 19th century. The church was beautiful from the outside, but we were unable to see the inside as the day we were there was a Monday, and that was the one day it's closed to the public. Did I mention that Santa Fe is an artist hotbed? There are art galleries everywhere. There was even an art market next to the St. Francis Basilica. Our next stop was the plaza at the center of downtown Santa Fe. Here we found Navajo people selling their artwork outside of the Palace of the Governors, as well as others performing a war dance in the park at the center of the plaza. Also found off the plaza are lots of places to eat and lots of places to shop. A half a block north of the plaza is the entrance to the New Mexico History Museum and Palace of the Governors. It's a very interesting museum with history going back to the early Spanish settlers up through modern times. After a full morning of touring, it was finally time to find something to eat. Alright, so tell us what we've ordered.
We're at the French pastry shop in Santa Fe, and we ordered croque monsieur. Tommy says an egg.
And for dessert, we shared a chocolate mousse. After lunch, we walked over to the Capitol building. It is informally known as the Roundhouse. As you can tell in this video, we circled it and it was completely round. Our final stop was the Cross of the Martyr. It was erected to commemorate the deaths of the 21 Franciscan friars who died during the Pueblo Revolt of 1680. It also provides a commanding view of the city of Santa Fe. On our way out of downtown, we stopped at the Santa Fe Rail Yard, an old rail yard that has been changed into a retail district. Our final stop was at Meow Wolf's House of the Eternal Return. There are 3 Meow Wolf exhibits in the world, one in Las Vegas, one in Denver, which we've already visited, and then the one in Santa Fe. Of course, it all began here in Santa Fe with a group of local artists. It's described as unique and immersive art. Let me describe it as walking through a funhouse maze after taking psychedelic drugs. My video just doesn't do it justice. You'll have to experience it yourself. Well, it had been a long day and it was time to head back to our home at Santa Fe Skies RV Park. This park was awesome. It was clean and had great Wi-Fi. And it also had a really neat trail you could walk around the park and look at old trucks and farm equipment, as well as interesting art. Which clearly I was more interested in the trucks and farm equipment.